there are moments when, before we actually mature inside, there are moments where we think ambition is what I would define as unhealthy ambition. And I could easily give like 3 types of examples.
Please subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay tuned to the latest updates at the Powder Room Talk.
I changed my heart behind it, I think. And I feel like that's what it is. Like, what is your heart behind ambition? And I wonder, what is your heart behind your ambition? Has it always been the same, or did you start young and you started into the corporate world and you went in and you had like this certain ambition and you had a certain heart behind it, and then at some point you reached a point where you had to change that too, or how is that for you?
Because I think people evolve. Even when you start working, the environment also, you adjust to certain things, right? So of course, when you start working, I was much more naive. So my ambition was probably like, I just want to do a good job and then get a promotion, right? Or sometimes my daily ambition is not to get reprimanded by either side, internal or external, right? So that could be an ambition, right? And then it actually developed. So the more I climb up the career ladder, the more I felt that my ambition became much more broad. So it became more to, for instance, making the agency I work with the best agency to work with, or the best agency in Indonesia. And then secondly, and then it became more and more as I reached the top position to actually be promoting many Indonesian talents. So for me, when I was appointed first managing director and then CEO, I call it amanah, and in Bahasa Indonesia, amanah is like something that people entrust me with.
Entrust, wow, that's
so
powerful
when you see it from that point of view, that it becomes a responsibility. So my mission at that time, which is actually my ambition, and because it comes with a mission, is really to promote Indonesian talents. I want to show the people that Indonesian talents can do it. Indonesian females can do it. So that was the purpose. So, and I want to make sure that our agency becomes the best agencies and, have the best talents, but also the kind of agency where people love to collaborate with. It's not a place for rock stars, for instance, right? So because I have that vision, about what kind of leader I want to be, somebody who always empowers the people you're working with, especially the Indonesian talents, and then when you hired, of course, special expats to help you with, that's nothing wrong with it, because the end game is really for them to help Indonesians become better too, right? So that's always the thing. So that's where I was coming from. So I see being as a leader has a lot of responsibility, and it's not always, it's an ambition, but a good ambition most of the time. And of course my heart, like that. And then of course I did come to a stage where things were not going the right way, of course, right? I mean, it's not always good and sunshine every day. And then at one point, I also felt I was very frustrated, and I felt I was becoming, how do I say it? Unpleasant, probably. I was angry all the time, like you were. You were saying that you were mad at the time. I was mad at the time because I didn't get the results that I wanted. So I was mad, and then because I was mad, I was losing my focus, right? And because of that, I started making probably wrong decisions or not the right decisions, right? And then I became even more frustrated, and my heart hardened, and I hate that because I always consider myself, I just became somebody that I don't like.
You don't like.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true.
Wow.
That's
What
Yeah,
I'm
no,
hearing
I felt that.
is like, oh, I'm hearing from your conversations, like you stories that you've already shared. It's like there is a difference between, you know, healthy and unhealthy ambition.
Yeah.
And it seems like, as I'm hearing your stories, whether from a professional setting or in a personal setting, it almost even seems like when we use the word ambition on women, it seems to have such a negative connotation. But what if we change the word from being an ambitious woman to start thinking about how do I become a visionary woman, somebody with vision. And you mentioned just now about, like, you know, as you grew in your career and maturity, your drive for ambition broadened, and I'm listening to you, and you're starting to talk about mission, and that's is purpose the right word?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. You know, I think ambition is very healthy when you have a purpose. Right? What is your purpose? Let's say, for instance, if your purpose is here to empower your fellow female, for instance, right, to reach their potential, that's a healthy ambition. So your purpose is clear, and so you need to drive that. So you have that ambition, that drive in you to make that purpose happen.
So when I heard about Anna was talking that she put the purpose behind her ambition, so I realized that I'm still in corporate world, but I quit the multinational glam and glam, you know, multinational company. But then I realized, oh yeah, that was true. Maybe at that time, I didn't have a healthy ambition in a way. You know, like I'm ambitious. I want to be the first female, for example, commercial director from Indonesia. You know, I want to be the first female GM, for example, at that time. But then I don't think I was doing it right with the right mindset. You know, I just wanted that because of my pride. Like, you know, I want to be the best. You know, it's my pride.
Yeah.
I have to raise my bar. You know, I'm not, for example, I was not successful in relationship, so I have to be successful in my work. You know, this is who I am. You know, so because I compensate one to the other.
Wow.
And when I heard about that, I realized that when I decided to quit and move to another company, which is probably people think, why you're moving to a local company, which is a smaller company. But then at that time when I made the move, I remember I put down the pro and cons. What is the pro? What is the cons? Why should I move from a big multinational company to this small company? You know? Then I realized, because when I move, I want to be a better person.
Wow.
I want my next job to bring impact for other people.
Yeah.
You know, to empower women.
Yeah.
So I have this more flexible time in a way, bosses that are more understanding for me to explore other things outside just working in the office.
Yeah.
So
That's
nowadays
good.
I realize that, you know, I'm more realigning my purpose to the job that I choose, to the career that I choose.
Really good point.
In whatever that I do now, I'm thinking, oh, will this job, will this opportunity serve me or serve my purpose in a way? If I know my purpose now is to empower women, so will this job, will this business opportunity helping me to achieve the purpose that I want? But it just made me realize, oh, that was true. At that time, I was really working just for myself. I'm very ambitious. I want to be this, I want to be that. I was failed in relationship. I want to be successful in my career. People have to see me, you know, like this glamorous Regina who is very successful. And when I didn't have that, you just felt like angry. You felt tired. You felt like you're not happy. It's because you didn't achieve what you wanted, but it's because for you. It's not for your purpose.
You know, like ambition itself is definitely, you know, when we're talking about direction, it's definitely upward and it's definitely moving forward. You're moving forward, but with a drive to go upward. Moving forward is easy, like, you know, I have little goals, but it's that elevation. There are, you know, moments when, before we actually mature inside, there are moments where we think ambition is what I would define as unhealthy ambition. And I could easily give like 3 types of examples, right, of unhealthy ambition. Like, for example, if I was in the corporate setting and you're going to be in competition with your peers in a healthy way, because there is only one upward promotion, right? And many people think that, you know, I need to have some funny tactics or steal credit or somehow have some
politics.
Yeah, office politics and play it ugly in order for me to actually get that promotion against my peers, instead of healthily competing by being a person that raises the bar, you know, in a healthy way. Another example that I could think of is like, you know, someone that wants to move up the social echelons, and let's just say, you know, if you're a public figure, and sometimes when you're at the top, you're kind of lonely, and someone that is like a young, and usually people that have arrived, they have this great big heart to groom someone, to value transfer to someone, but that person that's moving up might not understand. They think like, oh, they must have moved up because they've done, you know, they've probably latched on to somebody else, and a very negative word is when people say like, oh, you know, that person's such a social climber. What does that mean? It's like, it's actually about being pretentious, unauthentic in your motivation of being, you know, friends or being close with somebody that they feel would be able to help me rise up. But it's not really about looking for a mentor. Probably the last one would be compromising, thinking that we have to compromise our values or our beliefs in order to become successful or famous. You know, that thought that we have to always sacrifice something, and that sacrifice is almost always on the negative side, is I really think like what seems to give, you know, ambition a really dirty word, all the more when it also applies to like women.